your boy, Margio. And we back at it again with another reaction, man. Today we got LeBron fan gets destroyed on the GOAT debate. Now, I was at the gym, right? Get my lift in and stuff like that and things of that nature. So I'm like, all right, let me just look on my phone. You know what I'm saying? I was just scrolling on social media for a little bit, and I seen a video. I think it came out yesterday. LeBron James had said he got a documentary. It's coming soon. And I'm thinking in my head, like, to be honest, no LeBron fan not going to say it, but LeBron really look up to Mike, because Mike got a documentary that's coming out. I mean, Mike had a documentary that came out a few years ago, The Last Dance. I really think he really in a competition. He trying to be in a competition with Mike, because first of all, he wearing number 23 because of Mike. He can literally change his number anytime. But he did say back then, like, Mike was somebody he looked up to, you know what I'm saying? But now in these days, I feel like he don't really look up to Mike, but he do at the same time. Like, I feel like he really in a competition. Like, he really don't like Mike. I don't know. It's weird because, like, the man made Space Jam because of Mike. The man wear 23 because of Mike. The man finna have a documentary coming out because of Mike. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's really crazy. Like, bro, like, just give Mike his flowers for real, man. Like, Mike is the GOAT. He paved the way for so many people. Like, LeBron is wearing number 23. He can literally change his number to something else. But when you ask somebody, when LeBron retired and you ask somebody, what is 23? You're not going to say LeBron James. It's Michael Jordan. Jumpman, 23. Not LeBron. And I just wanted to say that, man. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into this video, man.
I can't have a conversation with Jordan fans, bro, because they don't want to have a real conversation.
Why?
Every time he played against a dynasty, I can name a LeBron James who played against a Golden State dynasty. Spurs dynasty. See, the difference between the two careers is, one, the rules has changed.
And the style of how it's played. When I watch now, points are like 144, I think I saw the other night, and 125.
Y'all think that's
there
good?
Was a point, I believe, probably in around the late 90s when the game became too physical.
The difference between the two careers is, one, the rules has changed. Two, people were getting challenged. We can go further up and say we can remember the Derrick Rose, the Paul Georges, the DeMar DeRozans who averaged 27 points. Michael Jordan never had to worry about that.
It's like people like that don't do research for real.
When looking at the dumbest fan base in sports, the most delusional, the most out of touch with reality, we in fact have LeBron James fans. As looking at this fan base, they don't respect NBA history, let alone Michael Jordan. When it comes to narratives and false narratives, they parrot them all day long. If you talk to a LeBron fan long enough, there's a couple things you're going to see off rip. First off, tons of half-truths, blatant lies, and deception like you wouldn't believe. And looking at TikTok and clips that are only a minute long, the average LeBron fan in these clips can lie about 45 times.
I can't have a conversation with Jordan fans, bro, because they don't want to have a real conversation. Let's get this part out of the way.
He don't want to have a real
6 rings,
conversation.
10 scoring titles. Performances in the finals are unmatched. And I don't think you ever match him. Not because players aren't as good as him, just because the competition and the rules has changed.
That doesn't make sense.
Now, stopping that right there very quickly, looking at this clip, very, very condescending. As looking at Jordan's legacy as, he'll give him props, 6 championships, tons of scoring titles. Michael Jordan, of course, he accomplished that. But to undercut it, what did this guy do? Jordan's competition wasn't great, and the rules made him look better than he actually was. This right here, one of the biggest inversions of reality I've ever seen. As looking at Jordan, the player, on both ends of the floor, why he was so effective, so consistent, wasn't due to the refs or bad competition.
People love scoring. The one thing, and I think maybe the league over-calibrated in terms of offense at times, because what fans clearly love too is defense.
Just because the competition and the rules has changed since he played.
And looking at those so-called rule changes, you're trying to knock MJ down, cut him down, because some vague rule changes, this also that bites you in the butt looking at LeBron James. As of course, post-Jordan's second retirement, what was the NBA doing in 1999? Trying to make the game less defensive and more offensive. And of course, by 2005, new rules are implemented, and a decade later, offense was king and running the NBA. And fast forward to modern day, no 3-second rule, no hand checks, flopping is rewarded, and foul baiting is league-wide.
What bothers you more, flopping or tanking? We give the benefit to those who, who necessarily are trying to manipulate the game into their advantage. I just don't think it's basketball. All right, let's just play basketball. All the foul baiting,
Right.
I think it's whatever for me.
If you look at the 1990s era of NBA basketball, was everything perfect, everything smooth? Of course not, it never is. But looking at Jordan's era, if we're talking getting stats and numbers, back then objectively, it was indeed hard. Looking at LeBron's era, especially 2015 onwards, getting stats and numbers has never been easier. And guess what? Look at every single superstar, none of those players, is as consistent as great Michael Jordan in the finals in the 1990s. And what does that do to you? Not the rules, but the players in this era not being as good as Mike. That's what it comes down to.
Name a time Michael Jordan played in the Eastern Conference, that 6-ring spurt, where he had to worry about 4 or 5 players averaging over 26 points a game.
Well, that's the point.
Because
Like,
I can name
people stacking teams to
I can
beat
name a
each other.
LeBron James who averaged 31, a Gilbert Arenas 29 points, a Paul Pierce 26 points, a D Wade 27 points, all in the same year.
Now, stopping that clip
What?
right there very quickly, the entire premise of this clip is pretty simple and straightforward. Michael Jordan's comp sucked, and the Eastern Conference was overrated. Now, why was it overrated? Well, apparently Jordan's East had no elite scorers, no players with 26 points per game. Now, here's the funny thing. Let's look at LeBron James first, with the same parameters in Eastern Conference. The 2016 Cavs championship, look at the Eastern Conference. Players with the criteria 26 points per game, there were 0. 2013, only 2, and 2012, there were 1. And look at that list, it includes LeBron James. So in reality, those 3 championship years, looking at non-LeBron players, the only guy you have is Carmelo Anthony. Now, do the inverse, look at Michael Jordan, the same parameters, same years, championship seasons, Eastern Conference, and players at 26 or higher. 98, you had 1. 97, 2.
I like this guy. He be
96,
having all the
2,
stats.
93, 2. 92, 2. And 91, you had 4. Now, one thing I do want to point out very quickly is cherry-pick stats for narratives and to push an agenda. Looking at this guy, the number 26 is so arbitrary, so random, there's got to be more behind that. So going and doing the digging, looking at Michael Jordan's Eastern Conference, here's why I think 26 was chosen and not 25. If you look at the 91 East, players at 25.9 points or higher, there's 5 guys in total. Michael Jordan, Bernard King, Barkley, Ewing, and Dominique Wilkins. So looking at that list, Dominique Wilkins is 25.9. This guy's entire premise, entire narrative, people have cherry-pick stats and one particular point that disqualifies Dominique Wilkins from being included in that list.
Name a time he played against a dynasty. I can name a LeBron James who played against a Golden State dynasty, Spurs dynasty. See, the difference between the 2 careers is, 1, the rules has changed. 2, people were getting challenged.
So, stopping that clip right there, with the typical LeBron fan argument, this one always makes me chuckle. And look at these so-called dynastic teams he's faced, what do they all have in common? First, LeBron James, they beat him more times than not. The Golden State Warriors, prior to 2015, they weren't a dynasty. How did they become one? At LeBron's own expense, of course in the finals, went 3-1 versus so-called king. Look at the Spurs, the exact same thing. Prior to 07, they had 3 rings on the verge of being a dynasty. But 07, sweeping him, they became a dynasty. 2014, got a 5th ring, which solidified that, and it's been NBA lore, one of the best dynasties of all time. And looking at Jordan, saying he didn't face as great of teams, dynastic teams, I also don't really buy that. As of course, looking at the Celtics, 1986, debatably the greatest team of all time. Then look at Detroit, 89. That year combined, 78 and 21 in the playoffs, only lost 2 games, which both came to Jordan's Bulls. Then look at Orlando in 1996. This team going that year, they were poised to be a dynasty, the next great team of the late 90s. Now, who stopped that? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And look at Detroit 1991. What were they in pursuit of? The elusive three-peat. If Detroit beats Michael that year, they three-peat, they're a dynasty, one of the greatest teams of all time. But because Jordan beat them, they're kind of forgotten, and a footnote in league history. My overall point being, LeBron's era, the dynasties flourished, and Mike's era, he ended them more times than not.
We can go further up and say we can remember the Derrick Rose, the Paul Georges, the DeMar DeRozans who averaged 27 points. Michael Jordan never had to worry about that, and that's the biggest difference in the legacy. So once you start having real conversations, they just want to start copping out. They want, oh, we can't help who we play. We got to start understanding that the rules has changed.
Now, stop that right there very quickly. That is our final clip, and it's absolutely hilarious. Look at LeBron's so-called tough Eastern Conference. Who does he bring up? Derrick Rose, Paul George, and DeMar freaking DeRozan. Look at that comp right there. I mean, come on. You gotta have more than that. And look at his own stats being wrong in his own video. Derrick Rose's career high in scoring was 25.0. It came in 2011. And of course, post that year, was injured, never the same, and never recovered. Now look at Paul George, the mighty playoff peak. This guy has currently one time ever hit the mark of 27 points per game. The ironic thing is, when did that happen? He left the Eastern Conference and went to OKC. PG in his mid-20s, early 20s, the highest mark he ever reached in the Eastern Conference was 23.7. And last but not least, DeMar DeRozan, the great DeMar DeRozan. This guy in LeBron Eastern Conference only one time at 27 points a game, and he barely did it at 27.3. So look at that list right there. Your own examples are pretty embarrassing, and two of the times you're wrong.
DeMar DeRozan averaged 27 points. Michael Jordan never had to worry about that.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
If you think that right there bolsters LeBron's Eastern Conference, you're sorely mistaken. And saying Mike, quote-unquote, never had to deal with this is completely asinine. Look at Dominique Wilkins in Michael Jordan's East. 6 separate times this guy cracked 27 points per game, and twice was above 30. Compared to PG, Rose, and DeRozan, Dominic on his own had more combined years at 27 points per game in Mike's conference. Now look at Bernard King despite injuries. This guy not once but twice cracked 27 points per game in Michael Jordan's Eastern Conference. Charles Barkley also twice. Shaquille O'Neal twice in Orlando did.
Bro, guys,
Larry Bird 3 times. That's also
stuff,
part of this list. Looking at this guy's entire video, it's full of half-truths, incorrect stats, and cherry-picked numbers. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.
That LeBron fan, I can really just tell from this video, like, he just very biased. You know what I'm saying? He not really, like, thinking with his brain. You know what I'm saying? He not really thinking of his brain. Like, if you put LeBron James in Michael Jordan's shoes, I don't think he would really fulfill what Michael Jordan went through. Michael Jordan went through hell in the beginning. Michael Jordan had to build to get to where he had to get to. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, he didn't want to keep his feet in the water where his team is at. He wanted to get out the water, go to another city, and start over. Put his feet in the water. You know what I'm saying? Mike went through so much. He went through, like, his journey was so different. You know what I'm saying? The Bad Boy Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Larry Bird. You know, like, he had a good series against Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was getting buckets, getting rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he really wasn't doing his research as much as he should. I feel like it's really a mentality thing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the sports of this being this GOAT, I feel like it comes down to the mentality. And I feel like LeBron fans, they a little, you know, like, I don't know. Y'all, I feel like y'all not really, like, paying attention to, like, the details. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to say a lot of things about these old players and how they play and stuff, but never did they research in a day of their life. Never sat down and watched a game. You just going off the internet. People just go off the internet. Oh yeah, Dominique Wilkins trash. What did he even do? You You know what I'm saying? People will say stuff like that, but then you go watch him. He over here bodying people, one dribble, dunking. You know what I'm saying? 360 windmill, like just doing the most outrageous stuff. Then you like, wow, dang. And then plus the game is more interested because like players, it's like the game's going to like 140, 130. Like the All-Star game, everything is getting weak. Everybody know the All-Star game is so ass, trash. Everything like so different. You know what I'm saying? It was way more competitive back then. Everybody was trying to go at each other's neck in the All-Star game. Like it's like a regular game. But now it's like everybody throwing the lobs, not playing. People don't play defense nowadays or nothing. Like you gotta see for what it is for real. Like you gotta really pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of players today. Like it's just number flops. So you won't be getting to the free throw line like how you get to the free throw line back then. You know what I'm saying? And then I was watching the Spurs and Knicks finals. I'm like, dang, why this game, the last game, I'm like, why this game, it's like a short scoring, like it just looked like the 90s. Like they was at like 80, 90 points in the fourth quarter. I'm like, dang, like they really going at it with each other. Like they not, it's just like they playing defense, they getting rebounds, and they trying to win. And I'm like, dang, you look back in the 90s, that's how it was as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was different. But I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. How do y'all feel about all this, man? It's very crazy, bro. Like, LeBron just want to be Mike at the end of the day. If y'all really, like, pay attention, if you really pay attention and look at LeBron's life, he basically, like, you know what I'm saying? And Kobe, he had no shame in his game. I want to be like Mike. He said it. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm trying to chase Mike. He said it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know down below in the comments how y'all feel about all that, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. LeBron fans, man. Come on, man. I love y'all, man. I'm going to see you on the next video. Out.